Alan Pezo's Predator has maintained the points lead all season long. And today, in the motorsports mecca known as Indy, teammates Mark Hall's Raminator and Jeramie Dishman's Rammunition will be gunning for one thing: the chance to catch Predator and claim the crown for the 5th year in a row. And it all comes down to this: the last event of the year for the Dodge Monster Truck Thunder Drags. On a picture-perfect day in Indiana, the setting, the State Fairgrounds for the 25th Annual O'Reilly Auto Parts 4-Wheel and Off-Road Jamboree. And coming up on the program today, it's all about monster trucks. Now, when you say monster trucks, one of the first words that comes to your mind is Bigfoot. Bob Chandler with Bigfoot. Buddy, I see a progression here from one of the earliest to today's truck. And what's the deal with the one with 10-foot tires?
Well, like you said, we started out with Bigfoot 1. We started with all of his shows here, all the jamborees, and we end up with this big one, number 5. They debuted at this event 20 years ago. So.
Well, you've got quite a following out there. Does that put any more pressure on you each event you go to?
Well, yeah, you try to keep, you don't want to be better than everybody else. You want to keep your trucks as good as you can. And we probably spend more time just on preventive maintenance so our trucks don't break down. Hopefully we don't break down at shows. But we have probably 6 to 7 trucks on the road every weekend, And to me, this Jamboree it's my favorite event.
You guys really get into this. I would love to try to drive this thing. It would be disastrous, but it's got to be tough.
Well, it's easy to drive. It's just hard to see around you. It's hard to get into it. You got to climb up the tire on the axle, get in the tire, climb in the bed, crawl around the window to get inside of it. But to drive it, you got to have people spotting around the side of you. That's the hardest thing. It's just because it's automatic transmission. It's just like a regular pickup truck. So.
Thank you, Bob. What he really said was it's harder than it looks. Well, let's check in with Doc Riley and find out more on exactly what is a monster truck.
Thanks, Claude. A lot has changed in 25 years, but one thing remains constant, that being the 66-inch tires. They're either Goodyears or they're Firestones. The rest of the truck, well, from the tires up, it's changed a bunch. Gone are the leaf springs. Right now you've got the shocks with the bypass. You've got the independent chassis that's inside there. Hydraulic steering has been added. Of course, 4-wheel drive with both drive lines, front and rear. The brakes, you've got a driveline brake that's underneath here. That's been added in the past couple of years to get these big monsters to stop. Some guys will use a driveline brake and one on the tires as well. The engine, it's in the back, 575 cubic inches. That's the limit. They run them on alcohol. They're supercharged. One of the biggest changes is where the driver sits. Now, in the good old days, Bigfoot 1, the driver sat in the stock location, arm hanging out of the side. Now, they've moved them to the center section right there where the driver's got better visibility and, more importantly, the weight. Monster trucks weigh 9,200 pounds, and they've got an awful lot of horsepower. It's monster truck race, and it's big here at the Indy Jamboree.
Big it is indeed. Thanks, Doc. As we go to the ladder as the monster trucks roll by, joining me in the booth today, our expert analyst, Rick Carlson. Rick, what a day it's going to be.
That's it. The Predator up in the top half of the ladder and Rammunition, Raminator in the back half. Predator just needs some wins to hang on to the points lead that he has now. The 2 Dodge machines on opposite sides of the bracket, if Predator's gone, they could meet in the final.
If being the operative word today, no way to know exactly what's going to happen. Here comes the big dog.
That's Doug Noelke, and he is facing the Predator of Alan Pezo. You may remember the Predator with a Panther body. Now he has a Dodge body on there. He's always used a Hemi, but now it's all Dodge. Alan Pezo, very simply, needs to win.
Needs to win indeed, and a little extra pressure on him, Rick, as he is the points leader, but it's always an uphill challenge when you come up against Doug Noelke.
So Noelke and Pezo both up spinning the tires a little bit, and now we get down there, and that one is close in the win in the upset. Big Dog.
Not surprising, Rick, that he is spinning the tires. A lot of water. You see it in the background on the grounds today. A lot of mud. Let's go to the replay and let's go on board.
Doug Noelke, you're going to watch what goes on in the driver's compartment. Up in the air, bouncing around. He's being thrown around. Steering, well, it's got power steering, but it doesn't look like your family sedan.
Hey, you're kind of the giant killer right here, messing up the points race and everything.
Hey, we get to come to a few of these things. We get to get mixed into that pot, so it was awesome. I mean, me and Alan, we run a good race there. It was close. I didn't know who won.
It was close. What about this track here at Indy?
I mean, we had rain the last couple days here, so I mean it's a little wet, but it's coming around. I mean, I hooked up real well, nice straight run, so I was very pleased.
And you should be. What a photo finish. That calls for one more look.
Noelke, you went in the left lane. Pezo, points leader, out of competition in the right side. My goodness, it's over early for Allen.
One of these tough situations here. You've been battling the points all season long. You come up, you're one of the independent guys against the big factory truck guys. What happened on that run?
Well, fortunately, I'm trying a new tire combination this weekend. The tires hooked up really hard, and I'm making a lot of horsepower, and got out there and actually broke the rear drive shaft right in half.
Right in half, tough break, but a good season for you.
Definitely. We're looking good for next season. We're doing some testing right now for next season, so it's anybody's game right now. Unfortunately, we ended up probably third in the championship this year, which is not all that bad, and we're looking good for next year.
And a good look right there at Jeremy Dishman getting inside Rammunition, getting all set to go. And we will remind you that this program is brought to you by Summit Racing Equipment, the world's speed shop, and by Tornado. Don't drive without it under the hood. We'll be back. Welcome back to the 25th Annual O'Reilly Auto Parts 4-Wheel and Off-Road Jamboree from Indy. Now let's check in with Doc Riley.
Thanks, Claude. In addition to the Dodge Monster Truck Thunder Drags, the Jamborees really are a state fair for gearheads. You've got just about everything. If you've got a need for speed, there's the NMRO Comp Cam Mud Drags presented by TCI Auto, which features everything from stock 4-cylinder rides all the way up to the unlimited class of the paddle tire guys, running alcohol both blown and injected. For those of you that like the little off-road course racing, well, there's the Mickey Thompson Tough Truck Challenge. Again, stock trucks all the way up to modified trucks. But for many people that come to the Jamborees, it's all about cruising and having fun with your trucks. Show and shine with thousands of different looking trucks, everything from mild to wild to big lifted rides. And of course, there's the burnout contest, because everyone likes to show off with their pride and joy their 4x4 truck. The 4-Wheel Jamboree is celebrating 25 years, and for 25 years, people have flocked to find out all they can about the world of trucks.
In the hunt for the championship, this is Jeremy Dishman getting ready to do business as he drives the Rammunition.
Rammunition, that's one of the Hall Brothers machines, and he is paired with Metallic Mayhem. Chris Bergeron, that S10, specially designed for the 25th anniversary 4-Wheel Jamboree Nationals. Gorgeous paint under the mud somewhere.
Both trucks now set. Almost an identical reaction time coming off the starting line, but that's where it ends, Rick.
Jeremy Dishman just took off, and I don't know. We ended up with some smoke coming out of Metallic Mayhem early, and Rammunition didn't even slow down. Take a look in your left side as we watch the replay. Look at all that smoke. He's having problems, and in the right side, Rammunition just taking it away for the win.
And when he had problems, he really got off course and had to correct, and it was never right after that. Well, here comes Mark Hall now in the Raminator.
Mark Hall still in the points chase, needs to go to the final, and he is paired with that big red Chevy, Andy Hoffman, the former tractor puller. Well, he is good in the mud, and he's going to have that opportunity. Still a muddy course from yesterday's rain.
And he will need, Rick, to call back upon any previous experiences from driving in the mud.
They are off. They're moving. It looked like Nitemare moved first, but that Hemi power, Raminator Mark Hall gets the win. Tim Hall, well, he's happy with that.
Rick, that was really hard to determine who the winner was. Let's go back and look at it from the replay.
Now let's watch who moves first, and I think Andy Hoffman did, but that was about the only time that he had the lead. Mark Hall, Raminator, very close, and, well, he hangs on, gets the win.
Doc Riley is with Tim Hall.
Tim Hall, tight point battle right now, and your guys are marching out of the first round into the next round. Just your thoughts.
Oh man, it sure is tight. You know, this special events Jamboree is just so tough, and we want to win this series that we've won it the last 4 years in a row. We sure want to get a fifth one for Dodge, and these big old Hemi engines are they got plenty of power, but this track, and I got to say, the track guys, the special events staff, and Greg Fuchs and his guys have just done outstanding with all the rain we've had, getting the track, getting us something to race on. They've done a heck of a job, and now it's our job to win this race. We're going to see what we can do. Raminator and Rammunition are tied, and they're both going to the next round, so we'll see.
And a heck of a race it's going to be. You're looking right now at the Bigfoot, driven by Dan Runte. And Rick, this guy really has his work cut out for him.
He does. Bob Chandler earlier talked about all the history with Bigfoot. There's the opponent right now. Jim Koehler's 57 Chevy called the Avenger. Dan Runte has picked up win after win after win for the Chandler Bigfoot stable, but Jim Koehler, one of the wild men out here, and says, oh, I'll just do it all with my 57.
And the reaction time pretty close right there. It's a good start. Koehler comes through it, though.
I would have to say, as it's the racing portion of it, that would be an upset. Dan Runte able to read tracks. Let's take a look at the MSD in-car and Bigfoot with Runte.
And you can see mud all over the front of the truck, and when he comes over that first jump, that is a bumpy ride.
Let's take a look at it from the far end. Dan Runte in the truck, Bigfoot left side, Jim Koehler's Avenger right side. And now, Runte bouncing a little bit, Koehler going right down the race course for the win.
Well, Jim Koehler, that's got to feel good. Anytime you can beat up on the originator of the monster truck, you got to feel good.
Oh, I feel great. You know, that's one of the coolest things ever. It was just an awesome pass, you know, and those guys they're one of the fastest guys out here, and to beat them at the last show of the year is just awesome.
Oh, the crowd loves it. We take a look at the Lander semifinals. Well, Rammunition, Raminator want to meet in the finals, but Avenger and Big Dawg may have something to say about that. And it's going to be an exciting semifinal round, and let's go to Doc.
Throughout the off-roading world, there are a number of different situations that can come up and kind of grab you a little bit, and you need a fix. Now, we've talked to a number of drivers who said they've got the fix, and they're talking about the toolbox of tomorrow.
That's
Ron,
right.
What's the technology all about?
Well, it's a new technology coming out of the manufacturing sector that's small enough that it can be worn on a belt. And with what you see here in this little case, it's almost possible now to build the space shuttle with that and nothing else.
Really, you've got all the technology right there that you can clip on your belt.
It'll fuse any material to any material virtually instantly. So depending on what the situation calls for, you can now do plastics, and you can do plastics to wood, metal to wood, wood to cement or rock. It's being used by special forces over across the ocean to repair their little ATVs in the mountains of Afghanistan, and it's being used by housewives and kitchens of America, just fixing cups and things like that. So it doesn't make any difference, and I can show you how easy it is to use, and that's the key to the technology. Simply apply a little bit of what's called the integrator to one surface, spread it around so that everything gets covered equally. Line up your pieces, and this is important, to squeeze out as much as you can. With the old glue, it used to be the more you had on there, the better it worked. Now, the less you have, the better. And all you have to do to ignite the process is hit it with the spray. The spray touches the liquid, ignites a chemical reaction, and it's done. Now, that's how quick it
How
is.
quick and easy it is.
Easy. It's totally flexible. It fuses materials together. It doesn't just stick them together like glue does. So it's actually like the material never broke.
How do I get my hands on this?
Well, all you have to do is go to our website, which is Coolchem, C-O-O-L-C-H-E-M, coolchem.com, and put in the code ME906, and people will get it for half off the regular cost, Doc.
Don't you dare go anywhere. Semifinals coming up next. Welcome back to the 25th Annual O'Reilly Auto Parts 4-Wheel Jamboree and the Dodge Monster Truck Thunder Drags. And here we go. Hold on. We're going to the semifinals. This is Jeramie Dishman in the Rammunition as he gets ready to do business. Rick against this guy.
And that is the Big Dawg, Doug Noelke. So we have 570 cubic inches of Ford under the hood of the Big Dawg. Well, more like in the bit.
Leave on time. Don't worry about him. Leave on time. Take her down through there. She gets out of shape, put her away. Already got it.
Tim Hall giving some advice there, and it's easy to stand on the sidelines. We'll see if his driver is able to listen, be calm and collected.
Dodge in the far lane, Ford in the near lane, and it is Rammunition. Goodness, a close race.
How close was it? Well, let's go back to the replay, Rick, and see exactly how close it was right off the starting line. Pretty even.
I couldn't tell who moved first. They're staying side by side, both with 570 cubic inches of supercharged power, and, well, that shows by a wheel. It's the Dodge.
And this is Jim Koehler getting set to go to work right here in Avenger.
I don't think he can get much closer to us than he is. And, well, there's the Raminator. That is Mark Hall. What does he want to do? He wants to take out that 57 Chevy and try to get the title. And, well, he already took out Bigfoot. Now he's going to try and take out the Raminator.
And again, Rick, pretty even off the starting line, but boy, Raminator really took off with it.
I'm not sure exactly what happened there. They left together, and we're going to take a look at it from the top end.
I think the Avenger had some problems right after the jump. Right there, he lost his control right there and just lost momentum.
Well, it's just like Tim Hall wanted. All Dodge final for all the marbles.
Well, the Rammunition Dodge has never won a championship on the Special Events Performance Tour, but the Raminator Dodge has won 5 of them. So, you know what? Let's go to the guy that's wearing the ring, so to speak. As you get set to put the last race of the season on here, you're facing your teammate. You guys are tied right now on the points. Just your thoughts as you get set to move to the line.
Well, you know, it's pretty cool. You know, I'll be honest. I wish I was leading this thing by 5,000 points, but, you know, regardless whether or not we was at 500 points ahead or 500 behind, we'd still want to win this deal. And, you know, while we're tied, you know, it's pretty cool to be tied with your teammate, you know, if you have to be tied with somebody. So that's pretty neat, you know. So we're excited. You know, Jeremy's come a long ways, you know, and he's been definitely paying attention. And, you know, we work together, and you know, we don't have any team owners here, or team orders here. We just, we both get after it there, and, you know, it looks like Dodge is going to win. So that's pretty cool. You know, when you can do that, that's really cool. So either way, we're going to win this deal.
Well, that's the neat thing. But, Jeremy, right here, I would imagine you'd probably want to pick up the victory.
Oh, I'd love to, but, you know, if we had any kind of team orders, I would have been way behind in the points by now. But, you know, Mark, he's taught me a whole lot, so I owe it all to him. If I win this, it's all because of the Hall brothers.
Well, and I'll be honest with you, that's very gracious for you to say, and that is true, but you've grown by leaps and bounds. You've got an MTRA Rookie of the Year championship behind you, an award, and you know what? I think when you roll up to that line, it's going to be anybody's ball game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he gives me the same equipment he gives himself, so I don't know if that was smart by his half, but we're going to have to give it a run.
They're going to think about that one right there. As they say, no matter what happens at Dodge, the Hemi will be in the championship circle for the points and the big win here at Indy. 25 years, and the Dodge Monster Truck Thunder Drags, well, that's what it is. A Dodge Monster Truck Thunder Drags, the finals.
And the 25th Annual O'Reilly Auto Parts 4-Wheel and Off-Road Jamboree is being brought to you by ARP, the world leader in racing fastener technology, and by Hallmark, built strong for the way you work and play. Welcome back to the last race of the last event, the 25th Annual O'Reilly Auto Parts 4-Wheel Jamboree and the Dodge Monster Truck Thunder Drags. It's finals time, and Rick, we couldn't have drawn this one up any more perfectly than what it is. Raminator with Mark Hall, and he will face Jeremy Dishman, the guy driving this one, the Rammunition.
That would be it. They're the Hall Brothers Racing Machines. Tim Hall, the crew chief, we heard in the interview, no team orders. They're both prepared identically. This is all driver right here. Mark Hall and the new kid, Jeremy Dishman.
And it's up for bragging rights, and your winner will be the Rammunition.
And Jeremy Dishman, his first Dodge Monster Truck Championship. Let's take a look as a replay and see how Jeremy just knocked off Mark Hall.
From the starting line, as the tree counts down, Rammunition off to a good start right there. He's out in front at that point.
And he just held on to the lead. Off first and finished first, the good things to do.
From another angle, Rick, coming right at you, right into your living room. Pretty equal right there.
Jeremy stayed straight and Mark Hall didn't. He bobbled around and had to drive it.
Indianapolis, Indiana, big win right there. Congratulations, man. That's got to feel good.
Oh, yeah, it's a blast. I mean, we just won Indy. Yeah, that's like any race. That's cool.
Talk a little bit about that. You guys look like you both left the line at the same time. Did you see him at any time during the run?
No, I was watching my lane. You know, they always taught me just to watch my lane, so that's all I did. Is I raced my lane, and I got to the end, and I wasn't sure who they called the winner. So I was just, race beat a mark. That's that's a award by itself.
It is an award by itself. Hey, kid did pretty good, didn't he?
He did all right. He did real good. We're pretty proud of him.
You know, I guess when they get done celebrating, you guys will be celebrating. They'll be celebrating at Dodge headquarters. They'll be talking about the black truck that won it instead of the red one.
Yeah, that's all right. You know, if I had to lose, it's pretty cool to lose to your teammates. So that's pretty cool. We're real proud of him.
The championship comes back into now. I'm not any good at math, but who wins the championship?
I believe I do.
Yeah, he beat me by a round.
Yeah, the call came down to the last race. Whoever won this race, from the third place forward would have won it. So we came out here with our Hemis running strong, and we spent all week working on them, getting them ready and stuff, and then came out here with evenly matched machines that all year we've been doing that, and it's been real good.
Congratulations on the Indy win, and congratulations on being called a champion.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good job, man.
And Rick and I from the booth would like to offer our congratulations to not only to Jeremy Dishman, but to all of our competitors today. And Rick, it's a 1-2-3 punch for Dodge.
Jeremy Dishman, Mark Hall, and Alan Pezo. Those 3 Dodges. Claude, you know what it's time for now.
I do. Here comes Freestyle. First up, Chris Bergeron in metallic Mayhem.
Great big jump. The whole front end of the truck folds over. We're going to see a second jump, and he is covered in mud.
You know, it started out that beautiful paint and finish commemorating the 25th anniversary. Well, I see the 5 on there. That's about it.
Now it's Andy Hoffman, Nitemare, his red Chevy. Good hopping. Brings it up a second time, and then spins it, maybe a donut in the mud.
And a perfect opportunity today. The grounds are right to spin a little mud and throw it around. The crowd, of course, loving that.
Andy, one more jumping. Finishes it up for Hoffman's Nitemare. And here comes the champ, Jeremy Dishman in Rammunition. One big jump right there.
And his chance again to come out and please the crowd as if he hadn't already. And what a great day for him all the way around.
He gets to finish with donuts. He's having fun. He's the champ. And, well, the crowd's really happy with Rammunition.
And that will bring up Mark Hall in the Raminator. And, oh, what a landing there.
Every time they go up, you think, well, that's neat, but then you watch him land and you kind of shudder at times. Now he's playing out there in that deep mud and still moving along, and one final jump for Mark.
As he walks it a little bit, comes to a sudden stop, and watch out for this guy. Here comes Jim Koehler.
Well, he kind of landed on one side, but he's playing in the mud from the looks of the Avenger. He's been in the mud all day long. Now it's donut time, and share a little bit of that mud, Jim.
And as he goes into the donut, look at this. He speeds up a lot right there. How can he stay on 4 wheels there, Rick? Oh, he almost doesn't.
Now he's up on 2. Great show by Koehler.
And our final competitor in the freestyle, here comes Doug Noelke, the big dog, walking it.
Walking the dog with a wheel stand from the big dog, and my goodness, one more jump, and let's walk the dog a little bit more, and you can see the MSD in-car cam right now as he bounces around. He's having a great time.
And that will put a wrap on Monsters from Indy. For Doc Riley and Rick Carlson, Claude. So long, everyone. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.